Super Mario Sunshine seems to be one of those rare games in the Mario series that wasn't universally loved. A lot of people coming off of Super Mario 64 felt the game was inferior and not deserving of being 64's successor, while others loved the game and told the people who hated it to fuck off. Because that's how the internet works. Personally, while I don't think it's the best Mario game, it's certainly not bad. In fact, it's quite enjoyable. And it's also so fitting for this time of the year because nothing screams summer quite like Super Mario Sunshine. What with the water and the sun and the whatever the hell these guys are supposed to be, it's summertastic. And so, to celebrate the end of this horrid time of the year that we call summer, today on Gaming Mysteries, I'll be talking about the beta of Super Mario Sunshine. Now, Super Mario Sunshine was first shown off at Space World 2001 with a trailer that showed Mario running around an island and doing Mario things. But if you look past the Mario hijinks and stare intently at the pixely trailer, you'll notice there's a bunch of differences between this trailer and the final game. For one, we have the plaza in which Mario is running around in. You'll notice, aside from it looking different from Delfino Plaza, that it's more of a suburban environment as opposed to Delfino, which has tropical qualities out the ass. On top of this, there are people in this town. Yeah, humans. Oh, and this guy is strolling around. Get it? Strolling? Stu? Yeah, I know it's not funny, it's not supposed to be. But these differences show that this was either an early version of Delfino Plaza or a different plaza entirely. Aside from the town's looks, there's a number of other aesthetic differences. Of course, in what seems to be a running trend with the beta of Mario games, the HUD looks different, Mario's health meter looking like the sun, and your water meter was placed within the health meter. It's also said that in the beta trailer, the game is running at 60 frames per second as opposed to 30 frames in the final version. Though I'll be honest, I both can't tell and don't really care about that. A lot of other visual differences are minor-ish. Yoshi would turn green when hungry and he could vomit water. So that's cool. Captain Tentacles, as I like to call him, is located in a different location and he's a different color. And here's a flying head, which, look, I can live without all of this other stuff, but flying heads are important to the foundation of the Mario series as decided by me 5 seconds ago. Do not let down your fans, Nintendo. Now you may also notice that Flood looks a tad skinnier, but speaking of segueing into something else, as you guys know, water plays an important role in Super Mario Sunshine, and Flood was Nintendo's third favorite choice. Take note I said third, there are more. From what I understand, there were 10 candidates for possible water nozzles. Flood was chosen because it fit the game's setting. Some other lovely contestants included what was basically a water gun, but that had to be removed because, and I quote, all the controversy in the US. And look, US, I live in you. You're cool and everything when you don't do something stupid, but water guns can't kill anyone. Unless you put bullets in them, and even then I'm pretty sure nothing would happen. But what could be the best possible water dispensing utensil for Mario has to be the one they were using early in development. As I said, water plays an important role in the game, and Sunshine's development began with the idea of gameplay using a water pump. Though the developers thought a water pump would be too out of character for Mario, so they tried to use a man who, if I understand correctly, would just run around with the pump next to Mario. Ultimately, it was decided that this was too inconsistent with Mario's character, which I guess is right. Though you could get Luigi to do it or something. I mean, what's he doing? Give that man a job, or a gun. He can guard the castle. Let's see how successful Bowser is at kidnapping the princess when he's shot in the head. I've already played out the scenario in my mind. It goes awful for him. Something very interesting noticed in the Japanese version of the game are two message files. One contains a list of stations and harbors for levels, and the other contains dialogue for buying tickets and getting them stamped. What this suggests is there was going to be a train system that would take you around to levels. And that's neat. But I guess trains are inconsistent with Mario's character too. They're apparently A-OK with Link though. One last thing worth mentioning is a test room that's accessible through an action replay, and god damn, what the fuck happened here? I know it's for testing, but it just looks all screwy. Of course, this giant yellow creature with the eye on top of his head really isn't helping things. But this place is what I imagine would happen if someone at Nintendo took a lot of drugs and didn't leave the office that night. Come morning, either they'll have made something like this, or their office would look like this. So you know, don't do drugs, kids. Unless you make games, I guess. I'm pretty sure that's how Katamari Damacy was made, and that game was cool. But that's the beta of Super Mario Sunshine. Nothing too significant was left out. And by that I mean they possibly left out a different plaza, a train, flying heads, and a small man carrying a water pump who follows Mario around. So basically, it was going to be the greatest game ever created. Luckily, the final product is still an amazing game, but still, flying heads. Think about it. This has been Gaming Mysteries. Thanks for watching.